All right, so once we have the walls of our structure in 2-point perspective, we are now ready for the roof line and also windows and doors. Now, a couple of things. With 2-point perspective, we are using 2 vanishing points. The left-hand side of our structure is receding to the left, and our right-hand side of our structure is receding to the right, okay, using the right-hand vanishing point because we're seeing it from the corner, okay? So we're seeing both sides, and it appears that they're both receding in space in opposite ways, okay? So both of these sides are at an angle. We're gonna come back to that concept in a couple minutes, okay? In order for us to create the pitch of our roof, so the pitch of our roof is where 2 sides of the roof come together. Oftentimes in homes, it is a triangle, kind of like so. In industrial buildings, a lot of times they have a lower pitch of the roof, like so it's a little bit wider here at the base. Sometimes they don't even have a pitched roof at all. Sometimes they just have a flat roof like so. But I do want to share with you how to create the pitch of your roof. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler and connect one side or one corner of the left-hand side to the other. You're going to keep these lines light. You're going to use a ruler, okay? And what this does is it helps us find the center of the left-hand side. I mentioned briefly earlier that each side of the building, okay, left side and right side, are at different angles, correct? So we can't just eyeball it and say, okay, this side, this is where this appears to be the center. Remember, this side is at an angle, so therefore where we see the center of the side is shifted over because it's also at an angle, okay? So we need to kind of shift that center over, and kind of creating our crisscross using the ruler lightly is how we do that, okay? So the new center of this side is shifted over from what we would say the center of the side is because this is at an angle and it appears right here, okay? Keep that light because we're going to erase it. At this point in time, I'm going to take my ruler and very lightly, I'm going to draw a line straight up from the center, okay? This is going to represent the pitch of my roof, okay, where those two lines or those 2 planes of the roof come together, all right? Now, the taller I make this, the steeper my roof is, okay? So it's gonna be more pointed like so. The shorter that I make this, or the more shallow I make this line, the less pitch I'm going to have to my roof. So it's gonna be a flatter roof overall, okay? I'm gonna keep mine like this. Actually, no, I lied. I'm gonna make it a little bit taller. And again, keep this light because we're gonna erase a lot of it a little bit later on, okay? All right. Now, one thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is, before I do anything else, I am going to connect both sides of my left-hand structure to this line using the ruler. I can draw these lines a little bit darker if I need to because this represents both sides of my roof. So I'm gonna connect this to this side, and this to the side. Okay, like so. All right. So this represents the overall pitch of my roof, okay? At this point in time, there's lots of lines I don't need, so that's why I asked y'all to draw them lightly just so they're easy to erase. I no longer need this line that comes straight up, and I no longer need this X. That X helped me determine where that point should go for the pitch of my roof so that this pitch of my roof matches the angle of my left side, okay? So that's why we did that. All of the angles have to match the sides, same angles as the sides, okay? So right now, once I have that, I'm gonna go ahead and draw this section of the roof. Okay, now before I do this, I want you to be aware of the following. Depending on how much pitch you gave your roof, so let's say you made it really super tall and steep or you made it really flat, depending on the pitch of your roof, you may not see much, if any, part of this side of the roof. okay? So if you go to connect this point to the right-hand vanishing point and you really don't see any of this section of your roof, that is okay. Let me say it again. If you go to connect this to the right-hand vanishing point, like I'm going to do in just a moment, and you don't see any section of this roof, that is okay, all right? Because it all depends on how much height you gave this section here. So watch me do mine, and yours may be a little bit different, and that's okay. So I'm going to connect this point to that vanishing point right here. I'm going to keep this line light just because I may erase some of it a little bit later on because it's an orthogonal, okay? And you can see I just see a sliver of my roof line here based on the amount of height I gave to the pitch of my roof, okay? The last part that I need to fix right here is I just need to end my roof, okay? So I'm going to use my ruler and just connect the corner to my roof line like so, and then I'm going to immediately erase my orthogonal like that.